Hi, I'm Mariah, starring Constellation Magazine. Just to start, so Kira, Maya is almost the age you were when you initially started the Thundermans. What is that full circle moment like for both of you?
It's amazing for me. I mean, I've known Maya since she was an itty bitty baby, and watching her step up into this huge new role and leading a series and taking on a new challenge has been so special for me and really gratifying, and makes me reflect on my own journey and who I was at that age. And so it's been great. It's nice to have a little sister. I'm very proud of her.
So also for you, from the initial finale of the show to now, we've seen Phoebe go from a teenager to an adult. What is that transition like?
Yeah, one of the amazing things about getting to play a character for this many years is, you get life experience and you change as a person, and then you can decide how much you want to bring that to the character. When I started playing Phoebe, it was very much just me. And then as I grew up, I became very, very different than Phoebe. But that allowed me, when I came back to Phoebe, to then kind of bring new little inflections and new little senses of humor and new perspective to her. Having that separation I find has been really helpful in my ability to like find more colors in who she is as a character. But then at the end of the day, she's still very much rooted in me and who I am and who I was as a teenager. So yeah, there definitely are some new colors of her with every passing year. But like at the end of the day, she's Phoebe. And at the end of the day, everything I do as an actor is informed by the writing, and the writers are really consistent and really wonderful at like remembering who these characters are. One of the things that was important to me on this go around, and it was something that we have had a lot of back and forth with, was making sure that Phoebe is not just like constantly nagging because she can get very like, stop doing that. Hey, stop doing that. Stop doing that. We wanted to make sure to find other colors of her and make sure that we found her being excited about things and enthusiastic and passionate. And, she's always trying her best, even if what she does is misguided or makes things ultimately worse. But she's always got, good, pure intentions. So yeah, she's changed a lot, but she's still Phoebe. So long way to say that.
So, Jack, I know that you and Kira are both executive producers this time around. Why was it so important to be involved in this way?
It's a good question. I think it was important because of just the sheer fact that Kira and I care so much about the project. We've grown with these characters. We've lived as these characters for so long. I think at the end of the series, the original series, after doing 100 or so episodes, we already felt that way, that we could contribute and that we could help produce and work behind the camera. And so to come back and get that opportunity and really be seen in that light, and it was a respect thing too from the network and from the EPs be willing to work with us in that way. It was really special. And I just looked at it as a huge, learning opportunity. I never really I mean, we've been on set a lot, in our life, but having that reign to work behind the camera with the showrunners on line tweaks and just general tweaks with the whole episode and how it flows. Working with the kids on with their lines, we have two new kids on the show that it's their first show ever, so super fun, running their lines with them. And yeah, I think it was important just because me and Kira have a lot to say and a lot to contribute to the show.
Awesome. Maya, what were some of your favorite moments from filming or of scenes you remember that you were most proud of?
Probably, wait, I can't really say too much because I can't say anything about the episodes, but um in episodes I feel like at the beginning I was really nervous, but towards the middle I started to like understand it and get into like a pattern where like I just like know what I'm doing. So I feel like those are good like moments because I can learn from like all of the people around me and stuff like that.
Think you're probably allowed to say, if you don't say the details, that you got to do your first.
Fight scene. Yeah, I got to do a fight scene and it was really fun. It was like my favorite scene I ever filmed, and that was like probably my best memory because I just thought it was like really, really fun.
That'll
You
be
crushed
fun.
it. I'm excited for people to see it.
Yeah. Jack and Maya, what was it like working with Kira as a director?
That was so much fun. Honestly, we've had me and Kira talked after that week, and it was just so much fun because we knew how each other works so intricately. And she was a great director, and she really just did a great job. And it wasn't even like it didn't even feel any different. It felt like we were just collaborating on a deeper level. And there are some directors that are great, some directors that are not as great. And Kira was definitely like of the great ones. It was awesome. We always have great directors, but in the grand scheme of things, you have your favorites. You do play the favorites, but and she was great. And I think we were all anticipating that week and all excited for it. And we both know our show, and so it was I wouldn't say easy, but it was a role that made sense for her to take on.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Jack.
I love having her as my
Sorry.
she she always gives like great advice, and like I know that she knows like how I work like with my different acting skills, so it was easier to have her as a director. And I think you did a really good job, Kira. You should
Well,
definitely do it
thanks.
again.
I'm glad you guys won't riot if I hope to do more if we do another season.
Kira, what can you tease about the events for this specific episode and just what it was like for you to step behind the camera?
I have no idea what I'm allowed to tease. There's a really special guest star in that episode who hasn't been announced yet, so I feel like I shouldn't say it yet. But yeah, it was incredible to get to step into that role. Like they said, I think Jack and Maya really shine in that episode because I know their strengths so well, and it was really fun to get to collaborate with them in that way. Um, I just it it felt right, it felt like a job that really matches the way that my brain works. And, I took it really, really seriously. It's a terrifying thing to do for the first time to have a, $1 million production in your hands that you could just destroy if you don't know what you're doing. Like, it's a really big responsibility. And so I worked like crazy. I prepared like crazy. And it paid off. And once I was actually there doing the job, it felt really, really right. So I'm really excited to hopefully do more directing in the future. I would love to direct as many multicam sitcoms as possible. So fingers crossed that the next couple of years brings that into my life.
Awesome. As a final question, in the same way you guys have all grown on the show, so has your audience. What does it feel like to be such a prominent show in people's lives for so long?
It's amazing. I hope that we continue to not let them down and to make them feel seen, and for them to feel like we know how, that we're so grateful for them. We do the show for them, and we get to do the show because of them. And there's such a huge age range of fans now who are letting us into their lives and into their living rooms on their TV, and we're super grateful for it.